up, we've read all 114 chapters of the Quran, and the Arabic word for that is surah. Surah means chapter. It's 114 surahs or chapters in the Quran. So hopefully we will have read that, during, that month. It's a lot going on right now in the world. We all need a healing, whatever your spiritual belief is. This isn't a time where we're saying, hey, look what we're doing and trying to make you feel guilty if you're not a Muslim. This is just what we do. This is what we believe. And like I said, it's came before us. This was done before us in the Bible, if you believe in the Bible. And if you believe in the prophets that came before Muhammad, they practiced fasting. It's all throughout there. Just Google that word and it'll tell you, Old and New Testament, and it'll show you how they practiced fasting to increase their spirituality. And these were men, supposedly, depending on your belief, that was directly inspired by God, and they fasted. So what were they fasting for? Right? So I thank those who have tuned in, and to all my Muslim brothers and sisters around the world, I wish you a blessed Ramadan, that God makes it easy for you, because it's not easy to fast for 12 to 15 hours out the day, especially if you're working. And that's another thing. I mean, I could be here all night. God doesn't want you to just sleep the day away, so you're just sleeping to get the fast over with. He wants you to continue with your daily activity, but that's not an easy task. What if you're a construction worker? What if you work outside and you're not eating or drinking for 12 to 15 hours? Not an easy task. Not an easy task, but the more struggle you have, the more blessings that you will get. So I pray that all my Muslim brothers and sisters, or whoever that is observing this month, that God makes it easy for you. And we believe that the gates of hell are closed during this month, because it's such a blessed time of the year, and blessed time, for those who are striving to get closer to the Most High. But even if you don't fast, at least look into it. See if what your brother was telling you is accurate, and you'll find more things that we do. I just didn't want to make this a straight religion class and bore you with a whole bunch of verses, but I gave you the verses to show you that fasting was practiced way before Islam. And then I gave you the verse from the Quran, chapter 2, verse 184 through 186, of how it says it's prescribed for us. And if you're ill, God doesn't want any difficulty for you. He doesn't want any difficulty for us. He wants you to do this for yourself, not for him, whether you do it or don't do it. You don't elevate God by fasting, because he's the Most High. The Most High. And you certainly don't take anything away from him if you don't do it, because he is who he is all by himself. This is for us, to purify us, because we all got a little gazoo on our shoulders and in our mind. Remember that cartoon, the Flintstones, and that little blue man that used to be on Fred Flintstone's shoulder? Gazoo, whispering things in his ear, suggesting things to him that wasn't good for him. See the subliminal messages in some of these cartoons and movies? And then they even did a movie, they even went deeper into it. I believe it was called Mr. Moore or something like that. And it was this imaginary man following him around, whispering things to him. He was like a normal businessman. It's something called Mr. Moore or something like that, if someone is out there and knows what I'm talking about. And he was a businessman, had a family, had children, and this imaginary man would follow him around and suggest evil things to him. And he started killing people. He started becoming a serial killer, because this man was following him around, suggesting things to him that wasn't good, and he became a serial killer. It was a figment of his imagination. Same thing with Gazoo that was on Fred Flintstone's shoulder. We all have that, especially in this day and time. Always something whispering in our ear to get us away from God consciousness. However you define that. But he's only one. God is only one. But all of us have that kazoo. Or to get real raw, we all got some Negro in us that needs to be purged. Right? So Ramadan helps us purge that man that was following Mr. Moore around, or whatever that movie was called. I'll think of it soon as this podcast is over. Or that gazoo that was on Fred Flintstone's shoulder suggesting things to him. The evil whispers of Shaitan, the devil. It's a spiritual thing and it's a physical thing. The devil is a man. It ain't just some spooky thing that the devil acts through man. So, I hope you've learned something about this blessed month. I hope I didn't offend anyone. If I did, that's my fault. It's not Islam's fault. Islam means peace. And a Muslim is one who submits his will to God. Islam means peace. It's not named one of the only religions. It's not named after a man or a country. Islam means peace. Muslim is one who submits his will to God. So we believe the birds are Muslim, because when you hear them chirping in the morning, they're just doing what God commanded them to do. And also, one last thing, Ramadan is one of the 5 pillars of Islam. Belief in one God, prayer, 3, fasting, and charity, and then making that trip to Mecca. Those are what you call the 5 pillars of Islam. Belief in one God, prayer, charity, fasting, and making that trip to Mecca. So that is the foundation. One of the pillars or foundation of Islam is fasting. It's number 3. Some people may say number 4. Okay. Belief in one God, prayer, zakat or charity, fasting, and then the trip to Mecca that you seen Brother Malcolm make. May God bless his soul. So this is Brother Sharif with the Hour of Power. Go to Hour of Power, Sharif Hamid on YouTube. Subscribe and share the channel so we can continue to lift the mind, body, and soul of our people. Blessed Ramadan to all the Muslims out there who are attempting to participate in this blessed month. And peace unto you, whoever you are. This isn't nothing to make you feel guilty. It's just education. That's all it is education. But research it. Research what we do. And if you come across some Muslims, check them out and see if they doing what they say they supposed to be doing. But you never know, salam brother, you never know what someone's situation is. Someone may see me, meaning Brother Sharif, out and about. I thought he was supposed to be fasting. He's a fake Muslim. See, you don't even know my situation. I'm a diabetic. I can't fast. So just because you, during this next month, you see a Muslim eating or drinking, don't jump the gun because you don't know their situation. If you become ill because it was too much for you, you are supposed to make that day up. Meaning those who can actually fast or say they become ill or they just can't get through the day, they're supposed to make that day up. See, fasting isn't for God, and it isn't for someone else, and it's no one else's business whether you're fasting or not. Even another Muslim, it's none of their business whether you're fasting or not, because they should be concentrating on their Ramadan. See, some Muslims get it twisted. Hey brother, did you fast today? Yes, Muslim traveling. Brother Angelo said if you're traveling, God will give you a break from fasting. It's so many things. I didn't want to get too deep with it, brother. I just gave them the basics, but that's very important if you're traveling, because I plan on traveling, like if I could fast. So God said he don't want it to be difficult. But again, back on that topic, and then I'll be done. Some Muslims getting in other Muslims, are you fasting today? It's none of your business. Because no one actually knows if you're fasting. You could sit there and act like Superman all you want. Who knows that if you went into the bathroom and took a quick sip of water or snuck a little cookie, because no one is following you around all day. That is only between you and God. Only God knows if someone is actually fasting to the T all 30 days. Only God knows. Brother Angelo also said women who are pregnant, they don't have to fast. Correct. God don't want it to be difficult for you. Yeah, who knows if you're actually fasting? So it's no one's business if you are fasting, because no one actually knows if you are fasting. If you take a quick sip of water, how does someone know if you're fasting or not? Right? So again, this is Brother Sharif with the Hour of Power. Go to Hour of Power, Sharif Hamid on YouTube. Subscribe and share the channel so we can continue to lift the mind, body, and soul of our people. I thank you for tuning in. Sister Antoinette said, thank you for explaining Ramadan. Thank you for tuning in, sis. And I hope this was educational for those who are listening. Please share this so we can, educate others who, want to know. Yes, I did mention that, brother, about the pillars of Islam, how it's one of the pillars. So yes, I did. My good brother Angelo out of Greensboro. Maybe we can do a talk. I tried to get some brothers who were more knowledgeable about Ramadan than me, but I wasn't able. A lot of people are doing their, own little talks and things. I'm not no scholar by far. I'm just your brother. So I just gave a little bit of information that I know. But may y'all have a blessed Ramadan. And again, this wasn't no message to make anyone feel guilty, but I was just giving the verses from scriptures that came before us, that this isn't a Muslim thing. Because again, we get caught up on division. Fasting is in the Bible, so this ain't no Muslim thing. Okay, and Islam is the baby religion out of the three, so how can it Ramadan be, that's what y'all are doing? No, this came way before us. Okay, so I hope this helped someone. Have a blessed Ramadan to those, and I pray for those that this be easy for you, because physically it's not an easy thing, especially being in the summer months. 12-15 hours of no eating and drinking, and you're working, depending on what kind of work you're doing. Not easy, but it's not impossible, because God don't put more on us than we can bear. I'll leave you in peace. Assalamu alaikum to my Muslim family, praise the Lord, to my Christian family, Hotep to my Black conscious family.